Hi guys, today we will be making some bubble tea candles. I was inspired to make these when I first saw them on subtle Asian traits, and the shape reminded me of these yogurt containers. This yogurt brand is called Beijing, and you can find these at some Chinese supermarkets. But if you cannot find them, you can always use other jars, maybe from the dollar store or thrift store. But if you can find them, your first step is to eat the yogurt. It's so delicious, and then clean out the jars. This part is optional, but if you want to give your candles a face, you can either draw on the candle directly, or you can use some labels to make stickers. After you're done drawing the faces, you're going to want to light a candle, and we will be using this to melt some wax. I don't have a lighter at home, so I'm just using some matches, and I'm actually terrible at lighting matches, and you'll see that later. So what usually happens is that I light it and then I get scared and then I drop it inside the candle, and then the match usually burns out. You can see other dead matches in the candle, and I kind of just push it towards the wick and hope that it lights on fire. So to make the tapioca, you'll need a black crayon, or you can use some black candle wax if you have that. To peel off the outside, you can put in some warm water, and after a while it should come off pretty easy. I first try to make the tapioca by melting the crayon and then just dropping the wax into the bottom, but I found out quickly that it was really hard to do because the wax would just get all over the place, and it was just really hard to control and also super messy. I accidentally put out my candle a bunch of times, so then I had to relight it, and it was kind of a fail.
Minutes later.
Ah! Oh no! I cannot. So I gave up on that candle and I switched to a bigger candle. Oh no, 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 no. Light it, light it, light it. And hooray! Oh yo! Yeah, I really need to get a lighter. I was also kind of unimpressed because the circles that the crayon was making was not a perfect dot. I just want my tapioca to be perfect dots. It would also drip too fast sometimes, and I was wasting a lot of crayon wax. Eventually I just gave up and I tried to find a better way. I thought of chopping up my crayon to make better dots, but I found out quickly that it would just break apart. Sticking the dots to the side of the glass was also a big problem. Using water does not work at all if you want to stick it. But I found a really good way of making perfect little tapioca balls, and basically it was just to drip candle wax onto a plastic sheet. My table is already covered with a plastic sheet, you can't see it. But yeah, I'm not ruining my table. These little wafers come off really quickly if you just scrape them off with a knife. I was still struggling with trying to figure out how to get the balls to stick to the glass. I tried using a blow dryer to melt it a little bit, and that obviously didn't work at all. It just flew everywhere and flew out of the glass jar too. Then I tried using a candle to melt it, but the candle would always go out. And it would also drip unwanted wax at the bottom of my candle, which I didn't like, and it didn't work anyway. So I was pretty much losing hope at this point of getting perfect tapioca bubbles, but then I thought maybe I can use some coconut oil. And coconut oil turned out to be the savior of this DIY because it was sticky enough so that the balls would stay put, but I can also move it around and rearrange it if I wanted to. I'm glad I didn't give up hope though, because they turned out so cute afterwards. I love the little perfect tapioca balls. When you're done adding the bubbles, you can start to fill the jar with wax. I'm using this pack of candles from the dollar store because they were super cheap, but 5 of them definitely weren't enough to fill up both of the jars. I should have gotten more. I broke them apart so it would be easier to melt, and I just used the candle wick to use as the wick for my own candle because I didn't have any. And to color my wax, I used small pieces of crayon. To melt them, I filled a pot with water and then placed my beaker with the wax inside it and just stirred it around until it was ready to pour. This pink candle wasn't supposed to have 3 different layers, but I measured the amount of wax I needed wrong, so that's why I had to do 3 different pours. For the other candle, I wanted to make a milk tea one, but I ran out of white wax, so it ended up looking like a chocolate slush. So this is what it should look like when you're done. The purple one kind of looks like a yogurt drink. My dad went out and bought me a lighter after I finished making them, so I no longer have to deal with the match issue anymore. Hooray! Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you give this a try, make sure to send it to me on Instagram. See you in my next video. Bye!